Welcome back to Menopause Taylor, the YouTube channel with a particular unique style. This is where all sorts of things differ from most YouTube channels. Things that are completely unimportant to other channels play an imperative role here. You see, the style of this channel is one of school. It's a real education. So the things that work for a non-educational subject matter do not work here. It's all a matter of our style. And speaking of style, our topic for today is lifestyle options for preventing the 3 big diseases of estrogen deficiency. The reason this video is important is because, unlike in my book, whether you have the first edition or the second edition, I'll shed light on all your lifestyle options for preventing all 3 of these diseases at once, and that may improve your success greatly. In this unit, we are looking at all 3 of the big diseases of estrogen deficiency together. And as you know, I've given you separate videos on the lifestyle options for preventing each disease individually. In video 172, I presented your lifestyle options for preventing a heart attack. They included all the following measures. Don't smoke, control your weight, do aerobic exercise, avoid being sedentary, maintain dental hygiene, and drink only 1 glass of red wine daily. Then, in video number 211, I presented your lifestyle options for preventing osteoporosis, which included don't smoke, get adequate sun exposure, prevent falls, and exercise. And then, in video 253, I presented the lifestyle measures for reducing your risk of Alzheimer's disease. And that list included all the following. Use your brain for new, different, and difficult tasks. Reduce your risk factors for heart attack. Exercise. Reduce your stress. Get plenty of sleep. Maintain social interaction. Adhere to your body's rhythms. Practice productive routines and avoid unproductive ruts. What I'd like to do now is address all these lifestyle measures as a group. So let's make one big list by combining the individual lists that I've just shown you. Now, when you look at that list, notice that all these lifestyle measures are really about discipline. But you know, it just turns out that nearly everything that requires discipline interferes with your social life. And that's why I want to talk about these lifestyle measures as a whole, because for a lot of women, adopting good lifestyle measures is difficult, not because they're lacking in discipline, but because of the impact these lifestyle measures have on their family lives and social lives. And fortunately or unfortunately, the fact is that your lifestyle will dictate your death style. So, what's your style? Let's address a number of factors that affect your ability to adopt these disease-preventing lifestyle measures. Included on our list will be the following: your level of commitment, your level of individuality, and your threshold of forfeiture. And we're going to address them one at a time. Starting with your level of commitment, the big question pertaining to your lifestyle habits is, just how habitual are they? In other words, are they consistent or are they intermittent? The list of lifestyle measures that can prevent the 3 diseases of estrogen deficiency require a lot of discipline. So just how disciplined are you? Do you avoid cigarettes entirely, or do you sneak a smoke once in a while? Do you exercise daily and predictably, or do you get off track from time to time and have to start over? Do you adhere to your body's rhythms on weekdays, but not on weekends? You see, the lifestyle category of options for preventing these diseases isn't arbitrary, but humans are. We rationalize and justify why it's okay to get off track from time to time. But these disease processes don't care about that. For a lifestyle measure to measure up to your expectations of preventing a disease, you have to really commit to it. Unfortunately, we lie to ourselves quite a bit. We want to believe that we can practice healthy lifestyle habits some of the time or most of the time and still get the full benefit. But it usually doesn't work out that way. For most of these lifestyle measures, it's an all or none phenomenon. If you pick and choose rather than committing fully, you will probably fall short of your goals. So if you leave your lifestyle to choice, you are also leaving your likelihood of a heart attack, osteoporosis, and Alzheimer's to choice. Just remember, your best lifestyle and death style are going to come from the best daily style. The second factor is your level of individuality. Now, this has to do with doing what's right for you, regardless of what everyone else is doing and regardless of what's right for anybody else. Unfortunately, we live in a time when there is very little individuality. If you exercise individuality, you learn about all the different lifestyle options and you choose the ones that are best for you by experimenting with them. This enables your own body to decide which is best for you. But for some odd reason that I will never understand, people don't do self-experiments to determine what's best for them individually. Instead, there's a lot of copycatting going on. I think most people make choices based on fads rather than facts. And instead of thinking about their options as an individual, they delegate their thinking to the masses. I refer to this as herd mentality rather than individual mentality. Whenever there's a trend or a fad, you know that people are not thinking for themselves. Instead, they are just following the herd or copycatting. The problem is that the herd isn't very smart. It's as if all women are the same. This is just so wrong. No two women are alike. Women are not made with cookie cutters like this. We're not made like that. We should not all be doing the same things. I mean, I hear woman after woman say that she juices, practices intermittent fasting, is on the keto diet, etc., etc. Those are all fads. Not only are most of them completely incompatible with the physiology of the menopausal body, they are also incompatible with logic to a degree. So why is everybody doing them? Doesn't anyone stop and think about the consequences? Well, actually, I know the answer. It's no. They just do what everybody else is doing. The big key to lifestyle measures for preventing the diseases of estrogen deficiency is to make sure you do what's best for you. And doing what everyone else is doing is not the same as doing what you should be doing. Menopause management is no place for cookie cutters or copycatters. You know, this reminds me of when I was practicing obstetrics. You know, I'm a nerd, so I'm never current in things like television shows, modern musical artists, or new movies. I'm completely ignorant of most sources of trends and fads, and following the trend has never been my style. Could you tell? I just notice them when I encounter these trends and fads in the course of my professional life. But it turns out that society is very trend-oriented. And when there's a popular movie star or television character or rock star, apparently people do whatever they can to copy that individual. I can't even imagine such a thing, but then again, I am an oddball. This copying behavior was very obvious when I practiced obstetrics. You know, when I was in private practice, I delivered 30 babies each month. I was very busy. And it always baffled me when in the course of about a week, multiple parents would name their newborns the same name. I remember delivering Colin after Colin after Colin, and Ashley after Ashley after Ashley. I always thought, gee, the first grade classes around here are going to be really confusing. Well, I never know where the overused faddish name originated, but after delivering the fourth or fifth Colin or Ashley or Caitlin or Hannah, I'd ask the parents why they chose that name, and inevitably it was a copycat name of some celebrity. I wonder if the kids are pleased with being named after some fad that was brewing at the time of their birth. Of course, there was one patient from my residency who did not follow trends. She named her child something that will never be copied. Her name was Mrs. Washington, and she had a baby boy whom she wanted to name after multiple different individuals. So she just strung all their names together to make it her baby boy's first name. I'll never, ever forget it. She named him Fred Edward DeJarta Wally McNeil. And of course, his last name was Washington. Can you imagine? Fred Edward DeJarta Wally McNeil. I will never forget it. She was definitely an independent thinker. I guess I don't have much room to talk about this because after learning that my patients all ended up naming their babies the same names after some notorious figure, I accused my own mother of naming me after the Mattel Barbie doll. You see, I was born just 1 month after the Mattel Barbie doll. She was born in March 1959. I was born in April 1959. So, after learning all this about how people name their children, I once said to my mom, "You named me after the Barbie doll, didn't you?" To which she fidgeted a bit and responded with, "I named you Barbara." To that I retorted, "But you don't like the name Barbara." So to defend herself, she said, "Well, my sister's name is Barbara." And I laughed, "But you don't like your sister." In any case, I really do think she might have named me after the doll, now that I know full well that mothers do that sort of thing. Our third factor to consider for lifestyle measures is what I call your threshold of forfeiture. This determines what it takes for you to veer from your lifestyle commitment. In other words, what are the things that induce you to cast your healthy lifestyle habit aside and justify doing so as reasonable under the circumstances? Now, these may be of your own doing or they may be generated by other people. I always say the healthier your lifestyle, the worse your social life. And I say that because so many of the things that constitute a healthy lifestyle worthy of preventing these diseases are absolutely contrary to what people consider social. For instance, if it's your habit to exercise every morning, what do you do if someone asks you to have breakfast at a time that would interfere with your exercise? Do you just forfeit your exercise, or do you suggest that you have tea later in the day instead? If you're making an appointment, do you specify afternoon only? Or do you let the offer of a morning appointment override your exercise? The fact is that people and life will always try to interfere with your healthy lifestyle. But if you're relying on your lifestyle to prevent diseases of estrogen deficiency, you need to have a very high threshold of forfeiture and do everything you can to avoid interference with your healthy lifestyle. This is one area where your loss of oxytocin actually comes in handy. I've taught you that one of the hormones you lose at menopause is oxytocin. It's the glue. It's the hormone that has always induced you to put yourself last and to forfeit all your wants and needs for those of everybody else. It's the hormone that made it so difficult for you to say no. Well, no more. Without your oxytocin, you should find it really easy to say, sorry, that will interfere with my healthy lifestyle habits. Remember, it's your lifestyle, and it will be your heart attack, your osteoporotic fracture, and your Alzheimer's. Your lifestyle dictates your death style. So if you use lifestyle as an option, you have to learn to say, not an option, to anyone or anything that tries to interfere. The key to using lifestyle options for preventing diseases of estrogen deficiency is to make sure you take responsibility for them. Taken together, these three factors, level of commitment, level of individuality, and threshold of forfeiture, determine where lifestyle falls on the prevention, intervention, and fixin' scale. This is something over which you have complete control. So don't kid yourself about the power of lifestyle options for menopause management in general, or disease prevention in particular. It's whatever you make it. And you are the only one who has to live with the consequences of your choices. Your lifestyle will dictate your death style. All right, that does it for today. Next week, I'll talk about exercise for preventing the three big diseases of estrogen deficiency. You have to be realistic with yourself when it comes to your menopause management. And if you want my help in determining how effective your strategy is, just schedule a consultation with me at menopausetailor.me. I will help you deal with your reality and find options that really work for you. I do not judge you, and I do not push anything on you. I will help you manage your menopause your way, any way you want. The key is to know what to expect from your management style. And a lot of that has to do with your lifestyle. Okay, follow me in my style on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and definitely stay in style by subscribing. Bye!